Greetings, X Nation. It is Tank from behind the stage at the Big Ticket. It's the biggest show of the year. It's unbelievable. We're at Met Park. We're with Eric from Stone Temple Pilots. No big deal. Just hanging out with one of my childhood heroes. And, man, I got to say, this new stuff it's interesting because it's different. It has a new energy, but it's undeniably Stone Temple Pilots. Can you tell us a little bit about the process of getting these records together?
Well, it's always, first of all, Tank, it's great to be here with you.
Well, thank you so much.
And this is the backstage area.
Yeah, this is really comfortable.
Nice.
I like this way better.
It's a lot more noisy if you go out two doors there. But it's always going to sound like STP because myself and Robert and Dean, we're still kind of doing the rhythm and
the core
side of it. And then with Chester, his voice, of course, is different than Scott's, which is what we wanted. But also he has such a good understanding of where STP was originating from.
Right.
So even when the first song when we did Out of Time, it was just a very natural. That song kind of came together, I would say, within a few hours.
That's
and
amazing.
Then lyrically, it took another couple hours, but for us to present the new incarnation of the band, we also just felt that was just a very direct way to go.
Sure.
So something that it wasn't too confusing for anyone. It definitely sounds like Stone Temple Pilots, and it sounds like, wow, is that a new singer? And it sounds like a lot like Chester, and just melded really well. So we just completed the EP so that we could add 4 more songs there. But we really just didn't have much time. I mean, Chester went on tour with Linkin Park.
I mean, you guys are busy fellas.
We've been on tour as well, so now that we're on this 2-week run doing a lot of Christmas festivals, we're talking about delving into a whole bunch of new material coming up really soon.
So, like, you've got downtime here, obviously. You spend the day getting ready to go on stage, and you're sitting with Chester, and this is probably time that you didn't really have before the EP, before you played your first show.
Yeah,
and this is the time that you're getting creative and talking about directions that you want to take.
It was actually a beautiful rush on how it happened to once we asked Chester to join, and then he agreed. We kind of had a little meeting with management to go like, okay, is this all possible? How's it going to work with Linkin Park?
A lot of paperwork.
Yeah, will Linkin Park, bless this as well? I mean, do they give us their, say, hey, man, we're really busy too. It was within 4 weeks. We had a new single out, and then we did a surprise show for a radio station in L.A., and we were the surprise guests on there.
Right.
And so we also wanted to drop a new single for radio. So it's like, okay, guys, you got 4 weeks. You got to...
I mean, that's not a lot of time.
4 weeks. You got to put it all together. You got to rehearse. You got to write new material, and then we got to get it mixed and mastered and have it all ready to go, and keep it all a surprise because nobody can know we're doing this, because half of the intrigue was how do we do strategy-wise something different. So instead of announcing it to everyone, this is going to be the new thing that we're doing, we said, let's just go out and play and just be the surprise guest. Bam. Nobody knows that we're doing this. Only a handful of people knew.
Right.
And then that night, the song Out of Time got released to radio, and people were picking it up and playing it all over the country.
It's got that driving sound to it. And, Blackheart also. These songs really speak to us because there's something about your chemistry. It works really well, which is weird that you guys haven't been together. You know what I mean? Like, it's bizarre because how does that work? Because you guys are a unit. The 4 of you have been playing together for decades, quite honestly. And Chester comes to he's a rock star in his own right.
Yeah.
So you would think that would be a recipe for kind of disaster. How does the chemistry work on that? How do you guys, I mean, obviously you guys didn't haze him when he joined the band, but you can't just let him walk in and,
Yeah, we tried to haze him a little bit, but I couldn't resist having a little fun with him. But it's just, I mean, not only was the respect already there, it was just the similarities and the fact that when STP first did the first album, Core, it was pretty obscure and got a little bit of radio play, and then it shot up like a rocket.
Just took off.
And then kind of hearing Chester talk about some Linkin Park interviews, how they're playing these side stages at 2 in the afternoon and no one knew who they were, and 6 months later the record's just blowing up. So with that, we all kind of can say we came from the same type of situation where you're just struggling in California, and you're trying to get radio play, you're trying to get a record deal, whatever it is, and then next thing you know, you're playing arenas and headlining them. So with that, we have the understanding, and we have not only the love for music, but we have the understanding that great bands are also sometimes on the side stage at 2 in the afternoon, and sometimes they're headlining, and sometimes they're both.
A lot of times when we do these festivals, you'll sit there and you'll watch these bands come up on stage, and you're like, wow, oh my God, this band is going to be huge because they are literally turning people into fans as it happens.
Yeah.
You know, and then you look at a band like you guys, and it's got this this tradition, this pedigree. You know, and then you bring somebody like Chester into the mix, and it's interesting. You don't know how it's going to work until you hear it, and then it totally works.
It totally works, and it was such an easy fit. It wasn't anything that we had to contrive. We didn't have to do anything differently than what we already did. So in that sense, it was very organic, very natural. And
it's Stone Temple Pilots with Chester Bennington. It's not Stone Temple Pilots featuring Linkin Park. You know, and it sounds great. And man, we're really excited. You guys are actually about to take the stage really soon. I want to thank you for your time. I know that you guys are busy, and this is the big ticket, and this is how we do it. Just hanging out.
Well, you guys are doing it great, man, because the crowd has been going nuts out there.
They're a good crowd. Jacksonville is such a great rock city, and the people here are just want to be performed for. And it's amazing, and it's so much fun.
Let's give them some then.
We're gonna do it. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I have a bullhorn. Any way I could do the intro to Dead and Loaded. I'm pretty good a singer in my own right. Not true at all. All right. Well, this is Eric from Stone Temple Pilots, and we're gonna let him get on with his business, but we are so happy and proud to have you guys play the big ticket for us.
Great, you know, it's really good to be here too, man. Like I said, the crowd's great, playing a lot with a lot of great bands tonight. So
yeah, and you're gonna have a crowd in your face. I'm telling you, because they're pumped. I'm Tank from the back of the big ticket. It's X102.9, Jacksonville's rock alternative.